guys? Chris Bonner here, Overtime Athletes. Just wanted to follow up video, a little bit more demonstration than the whiteboard video I just shot, just to kind of give you guys a little bit more clear understanding. Now, what I explained in that video was there's some different tactics that I utilize for a particular athlete to be able to apply the same stimulus they would receive to their nervous system that they would as if they were utilizing resistance training, whether they're on the weights or anything of that nature. But to build relative strength, like I said, I said, hey, there is a series of people that receive or do need volume and basic repetitions to be able to apply or to be able to gain more structural integrity in their body, kind of build that foundation. But after that, what I talked about was varying movement and being able to stimulate the nervous system as if they were on the weights. And to kind of go over those two things, I'll use the push-up as an example. So just to give you guys a couple thought process of how I'm going. Obviously, there's many different variations and there's different ways to do certain things, but to keep it simple, to show you guys, the standard push-up that I teach is gonna be shoulder width. And from here, the reason why I use shoulder width and not outside or inside, it's not that those are wrong, but for me, what I'm trying to teach when I teach an athlete performance, for them to start with the basic structure, you're constantly pushing from this motion, whether you be on the football field or something of that nature. Whatever it is that you're utilizing, this is going to transfer over for the push movement. I teach the inside of the elbows out, so you're telling the athlete to tuck their elbows in. What happens, a lot of people when they start pushing up, they go with the elbows out and they start utilizing a lot of their shoulder. It's just incorrect. I shouldn't say it's incorrect because there's a time and place for everything. But this is the standard way that I teach. Now, after you've developed a strong base, actually to go into it, as it comes to movement variation, obviously there's many different ways that you could do it, whether it be hands on the outside. Now you go 45-degree with the elbow, right? So if I'm here, and this is my standard push-up, as you can see, my elbows are tucked. I'll come back up. But if I come outside my shoulders and I go 45 degrees, you can start to see the wider you are, the more you're gonna activate the chest a little bit. So really what you're doing, if you're doing that and you're doing high repetitions of that, you're gonna build a strong, stable base from there. Not only that, when you break down that muscle tissue, obviously it's going to stimulate hypertrophy, which will build the muscle. If you come inside and really tuck the elbows, you're gonna feel a little bit more activation in the tricep. That again is just another way to vary that movement. You can stagger it. So what you do is you put this arm right here. This is really your base, and have this arm all the way out. So what happens is it's almost like a one-arm push-up, but you're actually just utilizing this to balance you out. So there's many different ways, but that's how we start to break down that movement to vary it. Now, the most important part of this is how I stimulate the nervous system to be able to receive a similar stimulus. It's not gonna always receive the same, but remember, we want to be able to fire as many motor units and activate those fast twitch fibers, the type 2 muscle fibers when you're performing this movement. So one way I'll do is I'll perform an isometric hold. So if I'm in a push-up position, I come down here and I hold it here. Now the muscle's on stretch, right? The muscle's on stretch. And now by holding that isometrically, I'm constantly sending signals for different action potentials or muscles to be fired through that chest. I'm trying to keep it simple for you guys. And so what that does is excite my nervous system. Now, after holding that for a little bit, I want to go ahead and use a form of complex training where I excite the nervous system and then go perform a more explosive movement. So I might perform something like a lateral plyo push-up. So after I hold that there, let's say 30 seconds, boom, the nervous system is firing. I wait another minute, 30 seconds to a minute, and I perform some form of a lateral push-up here where I'm exploding, just like that. You could perform some kind of dynamic push with a medicine ball, with a tire, whatever it is, something that's going to transfer over to that. Think of this as holding a squat at the bottom and then exploding and performing some kind of a jump. The second way that I do this is I perform a tempo where now with the push-up, instead of just holding isometrically, I'm going to slow down the entire movement altogether. So eccentric, take 3-4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, hold it 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, come out 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Takes a lot of muscle activation, especially if you start getting into more repetitions. Then what I like to do here is perform some kind of depth where I'm teaching my body to absorb that force. So if I'm performing a push-up, I'm actually going to almost allow myself to drop down and try to catch myself like a hydraulic at the bottom. Because what that does is it's teaching my body to be able to forcefully absorb that force. So if it come here, and I want to try to stick that landing. Think of this as almost like a depth jump, like I've taught you guys before on a box when you're actually utilizing your lower body. So those are a couple different ways that I use body weight training. Damn, it's hot out here today. There's a couple different ways that I use body weight training, but I wanted to bring them into real life demonstration for you guys. You guys should be utilizing these in your training if you're not utilizing resistance or weights and you're an athlete. I hope that helps. Anything to make you more athletic, I'll catch you next time. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in more body weight training, especially for the power athletes, if you're interested in how to jump higher, run faster, things of that nature with no weights whatsoever, go ahead and check out these advanced lessons that I've made for you right here. And go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already done so for my videos right here. I'll catch you guys next time.